All right, it's getting close. I'm about to go into Oktoberfest, into one of the big beer tents that all the beer companies set up, where people typically reserve the places for them and their friends by themselves. They show up in big groups, and I'm going in completely by myself to make friends, to go in there and show you how you can be social when, number one, you don't speak the language. Number two, you don't know anybody, and this is an environment where everybody goes with all their friends and family. And why am I doing this? Well, so maybe you're not that social and you've got to go to a company happy hour or something like that. You see these techniques work in a very, very challenging situation. For me, well, that gives you a little more confidence that you can go to that happy hour and make a little small talk and chat it up with a couple people you don't know or don't even like very well. So how am I going to do this? What are the most important things to focus on? When you don't maybe have anything to offer, right? They already have their own group. They're having their own fun. What do they need from you? What can I bring? I get that question a lot from people who struggle just to make friends in general. They say, well, what can I do? And I say, well, bring value. And they say, what is that? And I think that's a good question. So what I'm going to focus on is bringing value. So what can I do? I don't speak German now. I speak English and maybe a little bit, 2 words of German just to be kind of funny to show I'm putting in the effort. So what I'm going to focus on, number one, is just bringing a good vibe. I'm going to be in a good mood. I'm going to be smiling. I'm not taking anything seriously. And just bringing that positive energy is the most important thing. That's what people remember. They always talk about, people remember how you make them feel. Well, it sounds very corny. It sounds like some movie cliche from The Notebook, but it's very, very true. So just by feeling good yourself, that's contagious and people can feel the state that you're in. So when I go in there, I'm feeling good, I'm having a great time, I'm smiling, even though it's going to be a stressful situation, right? It's going to be the kind of deal where you don't know anybody, and it would be very easy to kind of get in your head. And I'm going to put this bag down here. This is a beautiful park, by the way, in the middle of Munich here. It's just incredible. Wherever I stop, there's more beauty. Here, I'll switch it around here while I talk so you don't have to see my grape the whole time. But so it's easy to get stifled and to get in your head and be kind of nervous, but people feel that energy. People don't want that. People want to be around people who boost their party, who make it better. Why do people want someone who's going to take the energy down or leech the energy? So we got to be sure we're bringing the energy. And the one thing we can always control, we're having fun, we're smiling, we're feeling good, we're just happy to be there. People want people in their party that bring the energy up and the vibe up. So that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little bit of small talk, ask them a few questions. So I'm going to be in there. What am I going to say right off the bat? Well, I'm not going to riddle them with questions. You think people are on their 5th Stein and they want some gingerbread man from California to come over and say, hey, how long have you been living in Munich? How do you like it here? No. Maybe one question, but I'm more going to tell my story and in a way that gives them a lot of different threads so they can hear some of the better things about me. So, or interesting things about me. So I'm going to say, I was up for 30 hours. I was on a flight from Los Angeles, just got here. I'm working my way down south. And then, just kind of like the social dirty bomb, then I'm going to hit them with one question. How many years you been coming to Beer Fest? Then they can pick up on one of those threads or go on the question. And from there, you can just rock and roll. So I'm not going to interview them. I'm not going to try to pull them away from their party and isolate them so I'm a little thing. I'm just part of the group. I'm cracking jokes. I'm engaging with everyone. I'm smiling. I'm having a good time. One more thing I want to touch on, I can hear some of the questions already coming in. How do you get yourself in that infectious energy kind of mood and mindset where people want to be around you? Well, what we want to do is be sure that we get there before we show up. Because if we show up to a very challenging social environment where there's a lot of things pushing against us to not be outgoing and free associative in our mind, it's going to be a lot harder to get there. So what we want to do is be sure we show up, never cold, like I say, always show up hot. So let's do what we got to do to get in that mindset beforehand. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we want to get our social brain working. So you can call a buddy of yours or something like that, or even send a few Snapchats. Just get that going. Play the free association game in your mind. I love this. I actually do this maybe a couple times a week. If I'm showing up to a place where I got to be social and I haven't been talking for a while, I'll do it. So I'll say lion, gargoyle, Greek, painting, mythology, book, Ayn Rand, library, Mason City, just all these different things where you're getting that associative part of your brain going, so you show up good. What else can we do? Get physically loose. We want to loose, move around. I always talk about, you want to just, I'll even go into a bathroom like the old power pose, just yell, be loud. It's amazing how when you do these things before you show up, it puts you in that headspace. So you show up hot. Right when you walk in, I'm a big advocate of the fact that when you show up to a place, people are sizing you up and analyzing everything from the way you look to your energy. Would I be happy if this guy came over and talked to our group? Likely, unless it's complete mayhem, by the time you get up there or by the time you've walked over to the group, they will have in their mind an idea of what you'd be like and if they'd like to have you in your group. So if you show up and you're, all right, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do like Barron said, I'm gonna feel good and have good energy and not ask too many questions. You're gonna show up feeling good, a big smile on your face, radiance from your eyes. They can feel that. So when you show up and you sit down, like, what's this guy about? I wanna hear what he has to say. Oh, I just showed up from a flight from LA. I've been away for 30 hours, but I'm feeling good. I'm ready to drink. A lot different. So be sure you don't show up cold, show up hot, do the things you need to do to get in that headspace beforehand. That way that energy's showing and it's radiating from you right when you arrive, as opposed to having to try to build it up slowly with everyone throwing stones at you trying to keep you down. So how hard is that? Basically, all you gotta do is be happy to be there and stay in a good mood. So let's troubleshoot this. What if you're not and you're feeling that stress and you're feeling the 10,000 people per tent that are in there looking down at you? You came by yourself, you don't have any friends. Who is this dope, right? You're feeling that. Now in your head, it's starting to spin out of control. Good, I should have maybe found some friends before I came. Now, why am I the only one here that doesn't have any friends? What you're gonna do is, first of all, you're gonna check your body to feel how you're feeling. What signs are you giving off? Because if you're giving off signs of discomfort, it's funny how people have a way of putting that back in your face and making you feel even more uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because you're an easy target or just something people naturally do, but when you feel those shoulders rising up and you feel your body language getting tight versus you're spreading out, you're not afraid to take up a little bit of space, and it's not a conscious decision. What are you doing naturally? Just check your body language. Are you pretty tight and small? Are your shoulders a little bit up? Or are you loose? Loosen that up. You know the old study where if you put a pencil between your teeth, it forces you to kind of fake smile, and then within 60 seconds you actually feel the same way or very similar to someone who has been smiling or laughing. We're gonna control our bodies with something that, what do I always talk about? You wanna do the things that you can do that have no variability, that no one else can impact, that no one else can come in and mess up. So we're gonna loosen our body, check those shoulders, roll them down, take up a little bit more space, because that's gonna tell your subconscious that it's cool. And more importantly, when you do that and you realize that nobody in the environment's gonna come and yell at you, no one's gonna be mad at you for doing that, it's gonna reiterate or confirm in your head that it's okay to act like that. And then your subconscious will be more cool and it'll feel more natural doing so. I'm gonna go in there next week. I'm gonna probably be in Prague reporting to you, and I'm gonna let you know how it went. I'm gonna let you know the truth. I'm gonna say, if I tried this and it didn't work, well, let's look at why not. Let's look at what we can do in the future. What did work? I went in there as having good energy, and I'm gonna do experiments. I'll roll into a new tent and I'll go in there with tight body language, and I'll tell you, and I won't be bringing the energy, and I'll kind of be there just sitting, and I guarantee people would treat you much differently. But I'm gonna report back so you can tell if this stuff works or not, and be confident that when you take it to your networking event or your happy hour, you focus on these things, you're gonna see the positive reaction. You're gonna know that I went there in a crazy environment here in Munich and it worked, and what didn't work, so you go in there with that confidence. Because once again, it's not just knowing what to do, it's having the confidence that you know what to do. Because just making the right moves isn't enough. But if you have that confidence that you know to make the right moves, that's what's contagious, that's what really draws people in, and that's what'll hopefully make me a whole group of friends in a social circle in a short amount of time, in a country that I don't speak the language and I don't know anybody. Talk to you next week. And I'll tell you one thing, you want to get really comfortable with being in a new country and a new culture. You get out the selfie stick video camera, start walking around and talking to it. I was just in I just finished recording that thing in the park. This girl comes up to me and she goes, "That's very strange when I see giant man sitting in the middle of park talking to himself." So it definitely puts a little strange social pressure on you if people are walking by staring, but it's much more engaging. I've been working this, it's a DJI Osmo camera actually, that allows me to walk around. It's stabilized so it's not too herky-jerky. And I just feel like it's a little better than just the straight black backdrop that I use in my studio. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. So yeah, I'll show you where I'm walking right now. It's pretty sweet. Sounds like the bell tower's going off, but anyway, I'm gonna jump back in. I'm gonna grab one more cup of coffee. I'm gonna find those leather suspenders, trade this bag in for the old traditional German beer drinking outfit, and I'll check back to you soon.
Let me ask you, are you truly satisfied and happy with your social skills right now, where you're at? Are you excited to go to social events because you know you can do well and enjoy yourself? Because if you're not, click here to the left and we can talk more about some products that I have that can help you get to where you need to be so you can really enjoy the weekends when they come around and not feel obligated to go to social events, but rather enjoy them knowing that you'll perform well, you'll make friends, and have a good old time. Now, if you're a single guy and you don't feel confident that basically any weekend that you can get a date with your kind, your quality of woman, then you're not taking advantage of all the tools and things that we have at our fingertips nowadays. So you can click here and look at the products that I have to help you get your skills and your abilities and your comfort with women up to where they need to be.